Hi everyone. Hi. Let's see. Do we have network now? Oh, gosh. There we go. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Losing in Love Season 1 Episode 7. I suppose this is going to have to be part 2, né? Because part 1 is the one where the network was really jealous and it had to kick me out. But now we're here. I'm back here, guys. The network is really bad with the load shedding and everything that's happening now. I apologize for the network. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap it up in this part 2, because obviously that means that now when I have to upload it there or by YouTube, I'll need to have a part 1 and part 2. So welcome to part 2 of episode 7 of Losing in Love Season 1. Yeah. So the people who had requested on the previous one, please do request again so that we can continue from where we left off. Part 1 was so emotional for me because you guys were just saying beautiful things. I'm hoping all those people who are on that side will be able to see that we're actually here now. Maybe exit there and come here so that we can continue. Yeah, so in the meantime, let's check. Okay, we're still good. Yo, guys, the network, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. We are doing this program. Come rain, come sunshine. We've taken a break for a very long time. We're not going to be breaking because of the network. We are going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We are going. We are not stopping. Aluta continua. So we're back at it. Let's see. Do we still have... Okay, I see people are now coming in, meaning that people have left on the other side to join us here. Thank you, guys. So sorry for those who are only coming in now. I apologize. We've had a network problems on the other side, so I had to the live kicked me out. That's why we're doing this here. So we're probably gonna have a part 1 and part 2 of Losing in Love when we upload this season. So part 1 is just basically appreciation. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of beautiful things, all the things that make me all mushy on the inside. I know that I come across as a very tough cookie, but trust me, I am such a marshmallow. Those who were here on the previous one, I'm sure you already saw me there trying to tear up and trying to be strong and stuff. Hey, guys, I'm not that strong, especially when it comes to people who are nice. When people are nice to me, I just become a marshmallow. I become a joop. So yeah, let's see. Hi, favorite person. Let's see if we'll be having anybody coming in from the other side, guys. Yeah, I feel so bad because so many people had requested to join and it kicked us out. Yeah, we're still waiting for you guys. You can come through and request and share your story with us. Hopefully you'll touch a life, change a life, be able to, make somebody's day, encourage somebody, make somebody feel better. Yeah, so let's do this. Thank you so much, Sandro. You are such a darling. You are heaven sent, Wena. I love you. Hi, my favorites. I see all my favorites are coming in. I appreciate you guys so much. And I've gotten to a point where on the social media streets, I don't have to really deal with bullying anymore, because when somebody leaves a hate comment on my stuff, before I even get to the person to respond for myself, I already have an army of women coming in there saying, yay, don't you dare, hands off our madam speaker. So really, I really see the love. And you know what, I appreciate every single one of you. I do. I try. Actually, let me not lie. I'm not trying to be an inspiration. I'm just trying to live my best life. And because I always say that me being able to live up to the standard of being an inspiration puts a lot of pressure on my shoulders, because then I have to live a certain way, live up to certain standards. But when I don't do that and I just live my best life the best way that I know how, or the best way that I see fit, it puts the pressure off of me. And I know that the way that I live my life, to some people it's an inspiration, to some people it's a show off, to some people it's attention seeking, to some people it's just annoying, but to some people it is love and it's strength. So with all of that, each will take their own part in the content that I put out there. But at the end of the day, all I'm doing is just living my best life, under the circumstances. It could be better or it could have been worse, but with where I am right now, I'm happy and I'm thankful to God, and I just want to live my life. I just want to live my life. That's all. So if in the process of me just living my life, I'm inspiring you, I really thank God for that, So yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. No, let me explain to the new people who are coming in. So guys, what's happening now? Now let me fill you in. Because if there are new people who are coming in, then obviously you don't know what's going on. So Losing in Love is a program which has been aimed at sharing stories for awareness, for healing, for just, being your sister's keeper. Because I was once a person who was in a situation where it was very unpleasant, and I shared my story of losing in love, of having to lose everything in my marriage, lose everything through divorce, and I had to start from scratch. I'm not where I want to be, I'm not where I used to be, but I'm definitely moving. I'm onto something, and I'm happy. So there's a lot of people who came through and they started sharing their stories to say, listen, I can relate to your story. I also lost in love. This is what happened to me. And it was not only based on, material things only. Even just losing your mind, losing your sanity, losing your health. So many stories that people shared with us here about what they lost in love, what they lost because of love. So then I decided that let's do this program, because that's why I'm saying that now we are on episode 7. Let's do a story where let's do a series where people come in and share their own stories about what they lost in love, with the aim of actually encouraging other people, empowering other people, showing other people that they're not alone, showing other people that they can actually overcome, giving testimonials of you bouncing back from what you lost in love and everything. So basically the program is all about that. It's not about me telling my story, same story every day. It's all about people coming in and sharing their stories which are relatable, or stories of what they lost in love in relation to what I'm preaching on a daily basis, right? So you're starting over again. Yeah, we start all over again, and we move, we push, so yeah. So basically that's what Losing in Love is all about. So I had already done the first part. It's just that the network kicked us out. I did the first part. There were a few callers which came in, but now because the network kicked us out, now we are on the second part. And I was kind of hoping that the lineup of people who were on the other side, who wanted to share their stories, would come through on this side, but I can see that they are not here. Okay, they are not here. So if anybody, Zama, I see you are saying something there about your story. If you would like to share, you can definitely request to become a guest, and then you share. Obviously I will always cut in and listen, and maybe if you feel like you want to share for this person, you are most definitely welcome to do the same. Hi.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am so good. However,
Now you
you know,
closer
this
to
is
now
also.
you're closer to the mic. You were so far away.
Oh, can you hear me better now, though?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
100%.
Okay.
I want to share my story about where I come from, and basically, my name is Matiriso. So then I use my initials, which is MD Matlo.
Okay.
So what I do is that I speak more on mental health because that's what love did to me,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah.
anything I could have lost, it's money, it's houses, but not my mind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, baby daddy drama.
Mm.
So I met this guy. I met this guy. It was in 2018, and I was 18 years old at the time. Yo,
Okay.
kinakwela uno keni. You remember Mix It, ne?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yes. So we
It
met.
can't be 2018. That must be 2008, my dear.
Yeah, 2008. So
Yeah.
yes, Mix It.
Yes, I remember.
Thank you so much, Han. No, it just feels like it was yesterday. So
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
started.
Sure.
So it was in 2008. We met on Mix It, ne?
Okay.
Then I met up with this guy, and then the next thing we were online, we are chatting. Guy, man, he looks fine, you know. From there, we start doing a video calls. From video calls, we are meeting for the first time. Yo, Sisi, I melted.
Yes,
I
of course.
melted literally. So what then happened was at the time. Ooh, sorry. At the time, I met the guy. I was so innocent. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, this guy's gonna marry me. At the time, he was even go ESCOM. So you can imagine, I'm 18 with this guy working go ESCOM, and I'm thinking, I have clocked life. I have clocked life. Little did I know, little did I know this guy's gonna kill me. Oh, yeah, bo. Come fast forward 2010. Sorry, babe. Fast forward 2010. Sorry, babe. Yes, Nana. Sorry about that, ne? Fast forward 2010, I am pregnant. And then when I am pregnant, I give birth to my daughter. Who Sissy, I started seeing true colors. The guy now, the real him came out. Ne? And then here's the first joke that he made. He said, oh, Mina, I thought we were playing and you decided to get pregnant. Yeah?
And it's never a
We
joke.
were
It's never
playing.
a joke.
No, he was cracking a joke, but the reality is he was telling me the truth. So from
Yes.
2018 up until 2010, I'm pregnant, and you thought we were joking. I tell you, Mina, I thought we were playing. Kanti wena, you will decide to get pregnant. Yabo? Stupid me, naive me, by then I'm 20. I laugh. It's a joke because he has a good sense of humor. Little did I know, Uguti, this guy was trying to tell me, Uguti, for the past couple of years, when I thought I was the main chick, actually, Nekilinyazi.
Ah.
Then he, Sisi, you will not believe. I would go and I would visit him, and when I visit him, ne, and then you know when you are pregnant, you start craving things. Uyaja, and. And when I eat, he will be like, please don't forget ukuthi mawuqeda ukudla when you leave here, mina ngiyasala. So which means that you better be careful on your diet ukuthi udla kanjani, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm not gonna suffer when you leave here. Mind you, I'm pregnant with his child. My meeting Tati Ipalon. At Sisi. Canteen at your house, don't they buy these things? And I'm like, Canteen, did I not just visit you? You know, I caught a taxi. And then when I'm like, yo, ke kopa tjhelete continental, guy will be like, yo, Sisi, being pregnant is not a disability. Go and look for a job. Nkosi yami. You know, he's like, you just graduated, go and get a job so that you can take yourself to antenatal. Mind you, this person, when I told them I'm pregnant, when I told them that I'm pregnant, he went like, abortion is not an option. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Ne? Hayi, ngiyakutshela sisi, I gave birth 2011. The day I gave birth, this guy came with his main chick to the hospital. And then he got then he left the lady because the hospital is next to a mall. Then he left the lady at the mall to eat breakfast while he comes and checks me at the hospital. Then while the lady is eating breakfast, Mina, they buy for me Tropica and Bona magazine. I can't even read Swan.
Hey.
It's all well and good. And he knew. So I guess maybe he was trying to send a message, Uguti Bona, I've done you right. You know, I think
Please, guys,
maybe
don't send crying emojis. Nah. TikTok is going to block the heck out of me if you do that. Don't send crying emojis. You may proceed, sis.
So he buys me Tropica and a Bona magazine. Mind you, I just gave birth, and then all I need is my partner to be there. He did not even stay in 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes. Guy was gone. Said, no, I'm rushing back to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Said, okay, it's fine. All the time we had plans. He bought a house because then go Eskomba Mufa permanent. Then he purchased a house. All along, I'm like, guy, because I'm the main chick. Go dula go nkung, because Lena he would say, no, I'm buying a house for me and you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nesisi. Come when now he has to move, and then Atamaye I go the new house. Mind you, I bought curtains, I bought my spoon, I bought all of these
Wife
things.
material.
On the
Wife
day he was
material.
moving, you get me? I get even like a pregnant, I can handle this man. It's a phase he's going through, we'll be fine. Can I tell you, on the day we were supposed to move in, he said to me, you are not my type. Go back to your mother's. Hey!
Aibo,
Go back home.
aibo.
I go back. You are not my type. Me now, it's that time the Brazilian head again. You remember? I don't know, you are not my type. Mind you, this guy found me with flat stomach, with even a ring, baby, a belly ring.
Belly ring.
Hmm? Looking amazing. He says, no, you are not even my type, sis. You have to
Yo.
go home. Yes, he says, I went home, ne? Okare, I was something. I remember then, after that, he came at La Abonangwana the first month. On the third month, he comes with his parents to come and see the baby. Ne? Ha batla ba tlo bona bana. He dumps me in front of my mother to
Aibo.
say, Mina, I don't want her anymore. My mother, she said, are you sure? He said, I'm 120% sure. My mother said, no, it's okay. Akrupi, what we'll do is that I'll see how I get my child out of this, but she will be fine with or without you, and my grandchild will be fine. I will do what I need to do. And my mom released him. Ne? Mina, I was like, can I see him on the side? Ne? I saw him, he came to my bedroom. I literally begged him not to go. Literally. Sorry. I literally begged him not to go. I was on my knees. You know? And I'm like, yo, you know what? I cannot afford to be a single mother. Please, 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 please. For the sake of the child, do not go. Immediately after that, my child was like 3 months. Ne? Immediately after that, I was diagnosed with severe depression. I had to leave. Sorry. Let me just come back 1 minute. Ne?
Okay, sis. Yo. Yo. Aibo. Guys, I remember there's a lady who said at the women's conference that one thing that a bad relationship can take from you is your health. Like it will steal your health, it will snatch your health away from you. And a lot of us think that there's something which is more important. Literally, when your health is gone, you're dead. So basically, this thing will kill you. You know, people think, no. What will kill you is, I don't know. What will kill you is smoking. What will kill you is drugs. What will kill you is if you just live a reckless life. What will kill you is a bad relationship because that's going to deteriorate your health. Phew.
So, sorry, my love, I'm back.
Oh, you're
Sorry
back.
about
You're
that,
back.
guys.
You're back.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. Let me proceed with
Yes.
that.
So then what happened was that after I was begging him not to leave, ne? He left. He was like, this guy, he had the audacity. While I was begging on my knees, I'm saying, Booty, no matter what, I don't want to be a single mother to a baby girl. At least do this for your child. It's fine. You can even cheat. I don't care. Just don't leave me with this child. It's going to be a disgrace. What is my relatives going to say? One, two, three, four, five. A lot of them, they've been there waiting for this moment. So please don't do this to me. I see. That guy said to me, get up, don't be desperate.
Ah, and he's telling you facts.
Yes.
Yo.
Said, get up, don't be desperate.
Ha.
He was like, you know what, Mina, I still want to groove. I still want to party. When you must get married to a pastor, not me.
Ha.
At Uyangora. Literally, he
Ha.
told me that. I said, are you saying Bora? Do you mean sexually or what? He said, no, you're not an outgoing person. All you care about is how do we invest? How do we do this and that? I said, but then I'm doing it for your child. It's not that, Nami, I don't want the Brazilian hairs. I want those nice things. I'm only 21 now. I mean, it was in 2011 when I gave birth. And I'm thinking, I need to do right by my child. Yeah, bom? Guy, I stand up. Stop being desperate. I
Ah.
stand up. I stood up, ne? Sissy, I
Yo.
wiped my tears. His family, they left. Immediately after they left, I overdosed on pills to kill myself. How was I gonna raise this child alone?
The disgrace.
Honestly, the
The
disgrace.
disgrace. Mm.
You know, I overdosed myself. I collapsed. An ambulance was called, and. From that moment, I literally lost my mind. Ne? I lost my mind to an extent when they took me to the mental ward. They had to put me aside, ne? And get a nurse that will look at me, because now on the same day I started hallucinating. Now I'm seeing people chasing me. Now I'm seeing blood. When I look at the mirror, all I saw is I wanted to die. Nothing more, nothing less. Because now I feel like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I felt like my whole life and everything I've planned for me has just come into shadows over love. And I could not believe. I felt like my body, have you ever felt like spirit is leaving your body?
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
like an
more
out
yeah,
of
how
body
mom.
experience, sort of.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
more it's there. And now I'm
Oh.
thinking, what's gonna happen to my child? What's
Mm.
gonna happen to my child? And I'm sitting there, Cece, with my eyes wide open. And
Please,
when
no
they
crying
tell me the
emojis, guys.
story,
Ne? Sorry, honey. No crying emojis, guys. TikTok will block this live if you continue with crying emojis, guys.
you know,
Okay, you may proceed,
and,
my
and
love.
I'm yes, I'm sorry, my dear. And then I'm like, you know what? How am I gonna face my mother? And funny thing, my mom used to warn me. "Are wa bona
Mm.
wena le Thembisa eh?"
Mm. Yo. So my heart is so broken because the last caller I was not done speaking. And yeah, we have to struggle all over again to get people to request all over again. But whatever that needs to be said will be said today, and whoever that needs to connect to share their story will share their story today, and whoever needs to touch a life and change a life and tell a testimony and speak about how they lost but they found themselves and gained their strength, we're gonna speak today. Nothing is going to stop us today. Nobody's going to stop us today. Even if the network kicks us out, it's gonna find us waiting here to proceed. So we proceed with the hope that we're gonna proceed with the same person that was here when we were kicked out. But if she's not here, because I believe that we all heard that the baby was a bit unsettled. So if she's going to be able to come back, then we're gonna welcome her back to continue with her story. But if she's not going to be able to come back to continue with her story, only that part of the story will be what we have, and we'll share that. Yeah, we'll definitely just be, we just would rather join over and over again. We're not stopping, we're not giving up. Aluta continua. Okay, so if she's not going to be able to come back, that's okay. I believe we'll take somebody else and move on to the next story. But I think I need to emphasize, guys, I need to emphasize on the fact that the stories which are being shared here, these are painful stories, okay? And bear in mind that when I say no crying emojis, it's not because I'm very much heartless, but it's simply because TikTok will block us if we continue using crying emojis. But yeah, I'm feeling it deep in my heart as well. I feel like sharing a few crying emojis because these are really hectic things that are happening, and you think it's a story when you see or hear somebody else speaking about it very far. But when somebody's right here next to you is speaking about it, then you realize the reality, of this, of how you can really, really lose yourself in love. Like I said initially, I emphasize that losing in love is not only about losing material things. Like the previous caller was saying, that she had lost herself, she had lost her sanity, being able to just have a severe mental breakdown because of an end of a relationship, and being able to overdose on pills and hallucinating, seeing things which are not there, all of that. You think as a teenager, as you're growing up, you would think relationships, it's a nice feeling, the hormones, and then just the rushing of the blood and everything about starting a relationship and or being able to feel something about for someone. It's a beautiful thing, it's a nice feeling. And you would think when you're growing up that people who are telling you to stay away from relationships until you're okay or you are old enough. They are jealous of you. They don't want you to feel the nicety of life that they are feeling, because usually somebody who would advise you to stay away from relationships is somebody who is married, staying with their husband full time. How dare they want to tell you to not have this nice thing that they are having, only to realize that actually it's not all that glitters which is gold. Relationship can really damage your health. It can damage your health, it can literally send you to the grave, so I know that because these things are never spoken about, a lot of people die because of bad relationships, because of toxic relationships, and the true cause of death will never be written on a death certificate to say this one died because of a bad relationship. It will always be you died because of kidney failure, you died because of high blood or a heart condition, you died because you overdosed on pills, you killed yourself, you died because of all these things. But the root cause of what actually caused these life-threatening diseases that came onto you can never be mentioned on the death certificate. It can never be said that, listen, the actual root cause that caused this person to die is love, So while the lady who was here before was sharing, I was actually thinking, this is even far worse than losing in love, There's losing in love and there's dying in love, And that's what a lot of people who never live to tell the tale are doing, I had potential to die in love, but I chose to speak. So I want to thank God, because I end up being in a position where I'm only losing in love, but I'm not dying in love. I did not die in love. I only lost in love. So a lot of us who managed to escape, who are labeled, bitter, angry, this and that, we end up being the people who have lost in love, but we didn't die in love. Because unfortunately, the ones who have died in love, they can rise up again to come and tell us and give us their heads up, to say, listen, you can actually die in love. Some of us, it's by the grace of God that you are able to get out of a relationship and you say, listen, I lost in love and I'm still bouncing back and I'm still doing so much better for myself. I'm improving on myself, right? So at least you still have a mouth, you still have a testimony to tell. But when you die in love, because if you had listened to the previous caller, all those things which were happening to her, she was just here, she was this close to being one of the people who actually die in love instead of her losing in love, So it's the reality of what we have to face. It's the reality of relationships. Somebody was asking here, how do you prevent that? You have to safeguard your heart. You need to understand who you are. A lot of us get into relationships without understanding who we are and what we want. We think that the void that we have, the childhood traumas, the what do you call this? I love using this a lot. Rejection that we faced growing up, the resentment that we faced, we wanna use relationship to compensate for that. And when we do that, we seem to marry for wrong reasons. And when we marry for wrong reasons and that doesn't work out, literally it becomes the death of you, So understanding yourself and understanding what you're worth and understanding the danger which is approaching you, learning, feeding your mind with things that, safeguard your heart. Safeguard your heart in a sense that when danger is approaching, you should be able to detect, you should be able to identify danger which is approaching, which can be damaging to your emotional and psychological well-being. But a lot of us are not aware of these things because we're already broken as children, we're already damaged as children. We don't even know the type of danger which is even more severe than the danger that we are coming into relationships with, right? So when we get in here, we find ourselves jumping from the frying pans into the fire and we get destroyed even further. And some of us don't even get out to come and tell the tale, But some people do get out and tell the tale. And when we get out and we tell the tale, some, they do listen and some, they don't listen, But now, you being able to get out and telling the tale, it comes with a lot of consequences. Some people call you names. You will be called names, okay? So you being able to get out and tell people to say, listen, here's the danger which is approaching. When you see something like this, it's danger. That's not love. That's not a sheep. That's a wolf, When you now want to warn people and stuff like that, you will always be labeled names. So for a lot of people, it's not worth it. Like, I'm not about to put my neck on a chopping board for the whole world. I'm not about to warn anybody about anything. So instead of people calling me names, calling me bitter, calling me angry, this and that, I would rather not do it. Why should I suffer? Why should I suffer for the, am I Jesus Christ? Did I come here to die for everybody? So that's just the thing. So for somebody who was asking here, the comment just went up quickly, was saying, how do we prevent this? You have to safeguard your heart. You have to understand yourself as a human being. You have to learn how to identify dangers which are approaching, because you can't learn or understand another person when you don't know and understand yourself. If you have not done self-introspection, if you have not learned about the voids which are on the inside of you, the things which you have to heal from as an individual, then it is highly impossible that you will be able to detect danger which is coming with somebody else, because already when yourself you are danger, already when yourself you have things which are a danger to the next person. So until you get to a point where, and it's one day at a time, obviously these things are happening over the years, so you can't get your healing and you can't be on that stable place at once. It's a process. So, and the first step to that is just you acknowledging that, listen, I'm, as a human being, there are so many things which are missing in my life. There are so many things that I still need to work on in my life as an individual before I even invite anybody into my life. So even if you are having somebody in your life, but you understand and you acknowledge the parts which you still need to work on individually, that is great. But a lot of us, immediately when somebody is in our lives, we neglect all of that. We take all of that and we throw it away, and we say, listen, no, I don't have to suffer. I don't have to undergo healing. I don't have to open cans of worms. I can just sit here and let this person be my God. Let this person solve me. Let this person sort out the mess that I am. And when people fail to sort out the mess that we are, we now end up, just perishing. We perish, Oh, she's back. She's back. I honestly did not want to let anybody in before. I see there's a Tebogo as well. Really wanted Mato to finish her story before we move on to the next person. Hi, Mato.
I am so sorry.
No, 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 no. The problem is also on my side as well. I'm also struggling with network. The devil is a liar. The devil does not want us to
Ah,
to resume
my
this
phone
program,
has
and we are
never
not
acted up.
backing down. Please.
My phone has never acted up until today when we're telling this story, hey?
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the point where I was in the hospital, right? So I was taken to a mental health institution, and then I
Mm-hmm.
was now hallucinating. And now,
Yeah.
when I was hallucinating, I remember this vividly clear as if it was yesterday.
Mm,
My hallucinations involved death, which
mm,
made me very suicidal. I started seeing animals without heads, and I started seeing
mm,
all these eagles and. Then time went, now the medical aid got exhausted. Ne? We were
mm,
using gems.
mm,
And then when the doctor applied for extra funds, because she was like, we can't let you go home because if we let you go home, you are not gonna live for extra 3 days and you're gonna kill yourself. You are in
mm,
danger to yourself. Ne?
mm,
I said, oh, okay, it's fine. Mother then did acknowledge Uguti, no, it's fine. You can do extended funds.
mm,
The medical aid couldn't believe my condition. They had to send someone from Cape Town to fly
mm,
from Cape Town and verify if the doctor
mm,
was not exaggerating my condition.
mm,
And that's when I knew, this is, and at that point, madam, I couldn't feel anything,
mm.
nothing at all. I couldn't
Yeah.
feel pain. I couldn't even feel myself thinking. When you are thinking,
You were
you are
just
deep into,
numb. You were
you're
just
like,
numb
okay, I know
everywhere.
from this, literally everything in me. When I describe that moment for me, madam, I say I died physically.
Ooh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know I describe it as something that I died
It's very much close to
physically,
death. Yeah.
and God had to work on me.
True.
Because at that point, how does a person not know what to feel? Baby, I'm on a phone
Mm.
and then you're busy in my office. I'm gonna take you out. You can play with the chair, it's fine. Sorry about that. Ne?
Okay, no problem, sis.
So I was like, you know what? At this point, death is better than what I'm going through, more than
Mm,
anything.
mm,
And at that point, every single day I was looking forward to my death. And I
mm.
was like, there
Yo,
is
yo.
no way
Yeah.
I can live like this. And my
Mm.
dad was literally on top of my wish list, nothing more, nothing less.
Mm.
So when people become suicidal, I understand perfectly what that means, you know? And the pain was so miserable. It was so horrible. That's why I tell you guys, don't play in my office. It was so bad to such an extent, Cece. I couldn't even think for my own child.
Mm.
Fast forward, they approved the medical aid. I stayed. I even went for the CT scan because now they started thinking Uguti I'm mad. Ne?
Mm. Mm.
The CT scan, when it came back, it said that I was okay. Stop. It
Mm.
said that I was okay.
Yeah.
Then my aunt said, no, man, this person, unali, baibitang, unal madlozi.
Okay.
Right? So it went from
Yeah.
depression, mental illness to madlozi. Then they
Mm.
take me to this woman called David Torn. For
Mm.
go twice. Straight from the
Mm.
hospital. I did not even see my child. He's were David
Mm.
Tony to say can't go twice. Ne?
Mm.
Stop. Ne? To say who can't go twice. Then I go David Tony. When I get to David Tony, that woman obviously they start with a consultation.
Mm.
The woman said, this one as well twice.
Mm.
This person, the reason why she's like this is because the baby daddy non-stole
Mm.
to say he will go and play around and come back and still find me.
Mm.
Now there were spiritual battles and then he said, no, this one as well, Twasa. This one we need to relieve her from whatever that she's carrying. And then from there, I need you to stop, really. I need you to stop. Then she said, no, we need to relieve her from whatever she's carrying because even the pain is making her insane. Then she said,
Mm.
no, we will work with her spirit. There we went, then it was cleansing and. When I came
Mm.
back, Cece, ne,
Mm.
I went back on the medication because now I couldn't handle just surviving without the medication. Ne?
Yeah.
Then from there, okay, get out of my office. Get out. Ne? Get out. Ne? From there, then it was an issue. Okay, fine. I now have to accept Hore.
Mm.
This person left me. And when
Mm.
I describe the way he left me, when you have hot potato in your hands, and
Mm.
it's burning you. Oh,
Mm.
luckily, Okari is not somebody that I was speaking with. Okari, we just met now, and then from meeting now, we did what we did. It was a one night thing, and then from there, then I got pregnant.
Mm. Yo. Yeah. I'm just so speechless, guys. Yo. I can go. I. Yo. Guys, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the baby wants mommy's attention, so I think baby must just give her a chance, you know. But this is such an eye opener, it's such an eye opener, and we do go through a lot as women. We do go through a lot, and I was speaking to somebody, I think it was yesterday. We were talking about where the lady was saying to me that she went through a lot. She was even sick because she found out that her husband is cheating and is cheating with a neighbor. All of those things made her sick, and the husband promised to stop cheating, but recently she found out that the husband is cheating again with the same person, and everything is so busy entertaining the same people. And what she didn't understand was, how is it that this person saw her suffering, sick, but that didn't even move him to say, let me stop what I'm doing, let me take care of this woman. If anything happens to this woman, I will never forgive myself, so let me behave and stuff like that. So I said to that lady that, listen, people don't stop cheating because you caught them, you know. For all it's worth, people only stop cheating when they feel like stopping, not when you have busted them. In fact, when you bust them and you still choose to stay, that's you saying it's okay, you can cheat some more, I can tolerate cheating, you know. But we don't know that. We think that when we give them a chance after they have cheated on us, then they will see how much we love them and they will change. And it doesn't work like that. Even when you get sick, to a point where when you get sick and depressed because of the stress that a man is giving you, you would think that they would be scared because they're putting your life in danger, so they will stop, they will hold back, they will take a break, but they don't do that. That person still continues. I always say this, that the person who's going to comfort your husband at your funeral is his next woman, because the way that we think things work, that's not how they work. People don't stop misbehaving or doing their toxic stuff simply because you are sick. Remember when somebody is in that space where they are doing all these wrong things, they still want to believe that they're not wrong. They still want to believe that. That's why when you search your husband's phone and you found that he's cheating, when you confront him, the problem is not his cheating, the problem is the fact that you searched his phone. So people who are doing these things which are wrong, they don't see anything wrong with their actions. So even you being sick because of what they are putting you through, it will never be a thing which will hit them deep down to say, I need to change my ways because this one is getting sick. For what it's worth, it only shows how desperate you are and how much you don't love yourself. You getting to a point where you are sick and your health is compromised because of somebody, and you choose to stay with that same person who is the problem, who is the cause of your problem. To them, it doesn't prove that you love them so much. To them, it proves that you don't love yourself, man. If you loved yourself, somebody said on one of my videos that when a man commented on my video and he said, you hate men, and somebody came and commented on that and said, if men did to themselves what men are doing to women, they would hate themselves too. If you as a man did to yourself what you are doing to your woman, you would hate yourself too. So a lot of us don't understand. We think that when we compromise, when we get sick, when we accept these nonsenses, like basically when you do all this crap, that if you were to turn tables around, that man would never tolerate that stuff that you do. That man will never tolerate you cheating on them, you beating them up, you abusing them, you second guessing, like gaslighting you, making you feel like you are nothing. Like literally, if tables were switched, no man would stick around for the nonsense that we women are sticking around for. And we think that when we stick around for nonsense, it says that it's love. No, it's not love. It's hatred. It's self-hatred. When you are sticking around for nonsense, it's not a reflection of how much you love a man. It's a reflection of how much you hate yourself. I hope I'm making sense. So a lot of us, that's why the lady was saying that, that's why Matro was saying that when she was on her knees begging this man to say, don't leave me, he said, have some pride, have some dignity, because that to him was not proof that Matlo loves him so much, but that to him was proof of how much Matlo does not love herself. Because if you loved yourself so much, then you would not be sitting here begging somebody, another human being, just a mere human being. You would not be begging that person to stay with you. If you loved yourself so much, you would gather yourself together and move and do things which you know that they benefit you. If you get to a point where you tell a man that, listen, I'm willing to stay, even if you cheat on me, it's fine, I just want to be here. That's you saying, I don't love myself that much. I hate myself that much. You understand? So if you hate yourself that much, then who should love you? Who should love you? Okay, I'm gonna take the war. I think if Michael decides to come back, we'll have to bring her in. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Sissy?
I'm good. How are you, my brother?
I'm good in yourself. And
Great,
first of
thank
all,
you.
let me just um, acknowledge and appreciate the opportunity which I was given by your
Thank
platform to be a part of you as a woman.
you
It
so
was
much for
not
being here.
fashionable to do so, but I felt being attempt to
Okay, you're breaking
that
that
give a
double
word
call.
of, yeah, indeed. You as a woman, guys, you went through difficult things. Indeed.
Mm,
I got touched in
yeah.
how your platform was addressed and how you discuss the reality and the honesty and the sincerity of the realistic of life and how this life has just being winned to look alike and face the world in a positive way. So I really got touch from the women who were just presenting themselves in the platform that really, we need to man up as men, and we really need to give this comfort to our women. It's not about that it's a favorism when you pitch for women. It's about what women went through,
the
and
urgency and the
still
necessity and the gap that needs to be filled.
that's nothing but the whole truth. I've said nothing but the whole truth, because minority is better than majority, because majority of women are being heard. So we really have to look this into consideration and take it into account as a man, that we really need to check on how we weigh options of how we value our women, and as how the inspiration that women need to be given as a woman, also to be respected in terms of how they appreciate, because some of men, the way they are, because of the hardship of a woman, because of the commitment, because of the focus. Without that lady, you are not focused until the woman comes into your life and make a direction of your life.
Man.
So we really took, some of men, we took advantage of that. So
But anyway, one day at a time, one video at a time,
women
one life at a
actually,
time. I believe we'll get there eventually, man. Thank you. Are you still
because
there?
go tswelela taba he le horeng bomme ba tlhabana ntwa e le horeng ha e bobebe. Mo ntabeng e, if you go back, le Maria, his journey was not nice. When his son was just, the blood was just flowing on the world, it was not efficientable to do so. So you as women, it's not fashionable so to change our lives of how we become a better nation, or how we become a better wise man. They always, behind of the success of a man, there is a wise woman. Because when you have a wise woman, you will have a direction, you will have the prosperity in your vision and aim, in terms of how you really wanted to look alike, and how you really wanted to accumulate and achieve this perspective of your own growth. So is one of the pillars that as men, that we really need to look into consideration, that one, because honestly, why nowadays, why women, men, especially men, why are they into evil direction, where to an extent I was touched on how this lady was speaking, that you even went beyond to reached somebody's life, and not to go out and look some of thing that is better for her, but just to look for you, where else you do nonsense. It's not appreciated. Like, it's not something that we need to do. Men are trashed nowadays. And I'm speaking on perspective of men, they can say whatsoever that they do, but honestly, see, I always follow you on the YouTube, in TikTok, and whatsoever, but you state facts, and I just hope Mudimo Autusha in your life to remain positive, to remain constant in that for a woman in terms of how you tell people things. It's knowledge. You have the knowledge. The knowledge is a power on itself. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot speak about what you went through. What do you think these people, some of things you went there, you passed there. And it gives the inspiration for young women who are coming into the world that they must open eye and be wise.
Yeah.
It's not about um, only for now, but it's about futurely.
Yeah.
Because this is going to drag until the future of the other new generation who are coming in this world.
Yeah, but I thank God for us as we are living in these times where we are breaking new ground and we are trying our level best, that if this is the last thing we do before we die, is to at least change a life or two or a family or two, so that from that family or two there will be changes that can benefit those who are going to come after us. I have not lost hope yet. Debo, I have not, and I believe that God will give me the strength to empower as many women as I can, and we empower each other and we support each other, even with men, to say, because I know for a fact that not all men are the way that we as women are explaining the men that we have come into contact with. But we have seen the worst case scenarios, but we are here, we are living, we are telling the tale, and we have broken new ground. We are speaking now, women, and we are encouraging each other to speak, so that it never becomes a taboo to say ouch, and it never becomes a thing to tolerate the things which our parents tolerated. Now we know that there's no shame, in you saying ouch, in you living, in you seeing that there's danger which is approaching and you need to shy away from that, you know. So yeah, I have not lost hope. I have not lost hope, and I thank you so much for the support, because I know that it's not a lot of men who actually see this, see the bigger picture and step out of themselves and see this from the third person's point of view, to say, really, if I was that person, if tables were turned, would I be able to tolerate, would I be able to survive or live in that situation, so. But yeah, I thank god that one video at a time, we are changing lives, we are touching lives for the better, for the glory of God.
You know, the reason why I'm saying I'm engaged times, sis, is that I'm a father of a daughter.
Yeah.
What you going through? My daughter is on the way to go through this. So if I'm not feeling pity, or if I'm not being considering that some woman going through, my daughter is a woman.
Yeah.
So I'm in the shoe of my daughter while she's even still young. I'm in the shoe of that. I'm seeing my daughter in that.
Yeah.
So it's not about that I just being here because I wanted to entertain, but for the fact of what you have well spoken to, that I'm raising a daughter who's going to be married one of the good days, who's going to be in a relationship. These are the things that she might meet along the journey.
Yeah.
And what are the perspective of things that she needs to be aware and be alert. So it's some of men, if this they take it very light. I don't think a man who has a girl in the house will take it very light.
Yeah.
I don't think. If you have sister in your house, you cannot take thing very light,
Yeah. True.
because your sister, your aunt, your whatsoever, They might not even tell you, but they're going through a lot,
Yeah.
through a lot in their
Yeah, but we are
marriage.
here for all of that, and
They
one
cannot
woman at a
speak
time.
about
We will be okay. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate your input. I'm gonna have to take the next one
it.
now.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for joining in.
Thank you. Well, appreciate. Thank you for your time.
All right. Okay, and that was Deborah, guys. We really appreciate Deborah. We appreciate you, Deborah. Thank you so much. So we have a new member in now. I don't know how to pronounce your name, my darling. I don't want to butcher it. Please feel
Ria.
free to introduce yourself. Hi, Ria.
Hi, Pexi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, honey?
Good, thank you. I've been following this series on YouTube, and I've
Okay.
been wanting to share for a while, but sometimes you don't get the strength.
Yeah, no.
But yeah.
You can only get it once, hey? And when you do, you make
Mm,
sure you are like, yeah, like, listen, today
yeah.
is today.
So I have two stories to share, but I'll share one today and then one another time. Because I
Okay.
also see that there's other people that are waiting, so
Yeah.
I'll jump into the story, and then I'll summarize it a bit, but just to try. So
I
um,
appreciate you for that, honey.
yeah, I'm gonna try and make it short.
Okay.
So my story starts a few years ago. I went out with this guy for like 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
So that's where kind of the damage started. So I dated that guy. It was a long distance relationship. And in the 3 years that we were together, he basically cheated on me every year in that 3 years with different people. So it's 3 times that I know of. There may have been more, but yeah, that 3 times did a huge damage on me. So I'm gonna be as honest as possible when I share this story. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when I left that relationship, so after he cheated for the third time, then I decided that what, I can't do this anymore. What made it a bit easier was that because it was a long distance relationship, it was easier to cut the ties. It was not,
Yeah.
it was difficult still, but a bit easier because we were far from each other. So what
Yeah.
happened was that after that, because I was not at a place where I wanted to be hurt again, I happened to date a married guy. And, sometimes my reasons for dating a married guy at that time was that I was not in the mood or in a space where I needed to be hurt. So it was
Yeah.
easier to date someone alluring.
Who already
You don't
belongs to
have
someone. Yeah.
yeah, you don't have responsibility lebona. You
Yeah.
don't have to think when they're not with you, they're with someone else. When they're not with you, they're at home. You know,
Yeah.
um, I think like that. And then until I think that went on for like maybe a year. And then until one day I came clean with my other friend and I told her because she had never met the guy, but I just happened to mention that friend, I'm dating a married guy. And then, my friend, obviously, she's married. And I have sisters that are married, obviously. I was feeling the guilt of,
Yeah.
dating a married guy. But obviously, my goal was never to, for the wife to find out. For me, it was just a relationship where I didn't have to be responsible. I didn't have to,
Yeah.
yeah. But obviously, I had to cut that because, I mean, it was a rebound. It was time. I had to cut that. So I cut that. And then I was single for like a bit over a year, healing and then just taking my time, And then I met another guy. So I'm from Limpopo originally, but I stay in Cape Town now. So I met a guy in Cape Town from Limpopo. There I was thinking, your home ground advantage,
Yes.
we'll get along, we'll understand each other. Um, Let me see. Papulu says, why do women subject themselves to that? Does that not show elements of selfishness? I mean, it does, but to be honest with you, my personal experience, like I said to you, it wasn't to break the marriage. It was a point of hurt where I just felt that I didn't want to be in anything that would tie me. I hope that answers your. your comment, but let me
Yeah,
continue.
you know what I suggest, Ria? I suggest, Papi as well. I suggest that you do not focus on responding to the comments, but rather focus on the story.
Yes.
I think those that we can remember the questions, then we can answer them right at the end. Papi also helped me there after she has said what she needs to say. If you need to resend the question again, then we can do that. Then we can tackle it from there.
Cool. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, I met a guy. I was thinking home ground advantage. We'll get along. We'll understand each other. You know, obviously we are building. And
Yes.
when the relationship started, look, he was a nice guy, but obviously when the relationship started, there was a lot of things that he was not honest about. And one of them was that he was engaged maybe a year before that. And then they broke off the engagement, and in that year, he actually ended up having a child with someone else.
Okay.
But when we
Somebody
met,
else, not the one that he broke the
yes,
engagement with.
yes. So, but
Okay.
when we met, he told the story like it's one person. So basically, he told the
Oh,
story like the
the
person that has
person
a
they broke
child
up.
is,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So that's how he told the story. And I mean, I can understand that it could have been that at that point he thought that if he told me the truth, I would have, decided not to go into the relationship. I think you're frozen, or is it my network? Can you guys still hear me? Because I think I'm frozen. Okay, I can see that you guys can hear me. Okay, I'll continue. So in that relationship, when that relationship started, obviously it was good, and then he lied about a few things. But as the relationship progressed, I think it was towards the second month or the third month. So what had happened was that it was just, the beginning of COVID. So this guy had a company of his own, right? Which does catering. So obviously, when COVID started, there was a bit of issues there, and he had to kind of close down. Um, so it so happened that I think it was the second month or the third month. So he started borrowing money. With me, I was just like, okay, red flags, red flags. But um, I spoke to a friend, and this other friend of mine actually advised me to say, friend, it's not such a bad idea when someone is like, please borrow me money, especially if you guys are in a relationship and you are hoping that the relationship goes somewhere. So obviously, yeah, I was like, okay, it's something I would, normally not do, but because I wanted to be in a relationship and I wanted to build that relationship, I was like, okay, cool. So I think it was the third month that I borrowed him money. And then the fourth month, same thing happened because he was like, um, he needs to pay his rent and his company's obviously not doing well. Again, I had to borrow him money. So fast forward, I ended up actually borrowing him money for like 6 months for his rent. So, I remember at some point, and this is when like the red bells actually started ringing, was there was a day when he came to see me, and when you have a budget and you know that this money is for this.
Yo, guys, we're back now again for the third time. We are back for the third time. Hopefully, in the last, the network is still showing us flames. But yeah. What did I miss, guys? So tell me something. Does the life just continue without me, like I never existed when the network kicks me out? Like you'll just have a party here and I'm not here. What happened? Because I can see comments are going. You guys were having the time of your lives without me, hey? Wow, I am so hurt. What a wow. I will, guys. You can't do this in my house, in my absence. You throwing a party in my house. Gingekho. I am so hurt. I can look. Hey, yo. I get. Let's see. Where's the girl? The girl is where? The girl is not here. It's only Papi here. Papi, I love you, my brother, but I wanted to get you last. I wanted you to be the last person that I speak to so that we can wrap it up. I know that these ladies are coming for you. They better not eat you alive. They better not eat you alive, please. You are my brother. Do they know that you're my brother? They don't know. They want to eat you alive. Papi is my brother and I love him so much. Hi, Ria.
Hi.
So
We
the
continued
network is
without
just so
you.
jealous of me. And I found out that in my absence, people can actually continue in my life like I don't exist. And when I come back,
Yes,
I find people just having the time of their
I
lives
asked them,
without
I
me.
asked if everyone can hear me. They said they can, and I must continue. So I continued a bit.
I'm so hurt, but it's fine. That means I'll probably get it on when I download the live. I'll probably get the whole of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So
So whatever
I'll
part
just
that I
continue a
missed.
bit.
So you finished. Aibo.
No, I'm not finished, but I'll catch you up a bit. So the
Okay.
new guy started borrowing money. So
Oh,
that's where I was. Yes.
okay.
So like for like 6 months, I was actually paying his rent because I started borrowing money, and then the reason why was that when I started seeing the red flags, a friend of mine actually advised me to say, "No, friend, this seems to be a good guy, and if you want to build with him, maybe like give it a chance." Because she was telling me that I'm always closed to this kind of things. Like when there's a red flag, I always run away, or a challenge. That's what she called it, a
Yeah.
challenge. So like,
Yeah, it's like you're running away
there are
from. You
people.
don't want to solve anything. You're always running away
Yeah,
from your problems instead of facing them head
yeah,
on. That's the advice they'll give you, obviously.
yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it was. So yeah, so it so happened that the guy started being a bit manipulative, especially when he realized that okay, I'm starting to see his ways, ne?
Yeah.
So like he would get miserable, like when someone visits you and you can just feel their energy is low, so they're like they're miserable, so that you can feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
So he started doing those kind of things, and then the big other red flags that happened was that he started not wanting me to see my friend as often as I wanted to, like so he started
Narcissistic
isolating me.
behavior. He's trying to
He started
disassociate you with
isolating
everybody
me
else
in
so
a
that he
way.
can have you to himself. We know
Yeah,
him.
and then the other thing was that he, in his manipulation, he knew what he needed to do to get what he wants. So for example, if we have a fight, a guy will literally come to my work with flowers. So like he knew, he like when he was not doing me right, that's when I realized that you know what, you actually know what you need to do, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, and you know
If
how
you
to
can come
fix
to
them
my
not
work,
wanting to do it.
yes, if you can come to my work, bring me lunch, bring me flowers after we have a fight, you know how to treat me good every day. You just decide not to do it every day.
Not to do
You
it.
want to do it
Yeah.
when it suits you.
With a
Things like that. He
courtesy.
would come and be like, yeah, he would come and be like, oh, let's go for a drive. Things like that. He was just, being manipulative. Especially when he realized that I no longer give in when he's like, oh, can I borrow money for this? Can I borrow money for that? And then there was a time when I think it was towards like a year when we were dating. Also, one other thing that I forgot to mention. So when I started dating the guy, I remember there was one day when we were sitting with my other friend and we were chatting, and my other friend was telling me and him her relationship problems. And he asked my friend, how long have you been together with this guy? And my friend was like, oh, it's been like 5 years. And then he said to my friend, oh, that's a red flag. If you are with a guy for over a year, and in a year you don't know where this relationship is going, just know that guy's not serious about you. So when he said that day, in my head, I was thinking, okay, so you're saying I must give you a year, then we'll know.
Yeah. I'm sure he was not even
So
aware
yeah,
that
and then there was a time, there was a
of the
day when
ammunition is giving you.
he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't. It's just that sometimes when people speak, you must listen to them. You literally hear a lot. You hear a lot. So there was a day when, so my sister and I have this thing where, once in like 6 months, we sit and we look at each other's budgets. Just so we are sure that we are saving. Your, kind of thing, just to keep yourself accountable or someone accountable for your, finances. So, but when I was dating that guy that time, I was not like, I forgot that part when I was busy transferring money to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this other time, that time came, and then
my sister was like, look, when are we sitting? When are we doing the budget? Because when we sit and we do the budget, we literally, there's a pay slip, there's a bank statement. So my sister and I are that open. We show each other everything. So, and then I started making excuses. I was like, no, I've been busy. I can't do it, because I knew that she will see all the transactions and she'll ask, where is this money going to every fucking month? And I didn't have answers for that. So what happened was that then I started being, what's the word? Sneaky about things. Like, for example, if I have to send that guy money, I'll send it from another account. I'll not send it using my savings account, because that's the one that my sister will see. Yeah. So yeah, there was like a lot of things that happened. Like I remember there was a time when we were fighting because he was saying to me that he's not ready to tell his baby mama that he has moved on. Because what had happened was that the baby mama would call anytime, like 11 p.m. And I couldn't blame her, because in her mind, the guy is not dating anyone.
Yes.
No one told her anything. So, and when I asked questions like, why is she calling at this time of the night? Did you not tell her that, you have moved on? He's like, no, she asked me, I must not date until ngwana gola. So I'm like, so